Okay, so now
Um,
like what doing should we go next?
oh yeah, I was thinking like, should we be like talking about, how we prepare for their like trip, like when we know that we were like choosing this program to be a part of, how is the process inside? Not just for packing our like languages, which is also like headache for us. Like we have to consider like what to bring to. But apart from that, and the visa application process, apart from that, like how do you prepare to fully like immerse yourself, in the program? Like what were you doing like when you know that you were choosing for the program? I mean like not when you found out the email, when you realized that you were gonna be spending like some days like August, right? We went there in August. And then like how do you like clear up your schedules and how do you prepare ahead? Like I'm curious about that.
Yeah, for me, like when I knew that okay, now I'm going to Taiwan for 2 weeks, yeah, right? Because this is my second time like going abroad for the academic purposes. Like I have once like went to Thailand for a conference, but like it was a conference, right? So it was just like 3 or 4 days. But this time we are going for like 2 weeks, which is like 14 days. So I was worried a lot about like, oh, what are we going to do there? And like 40 days is not like short period, and rather it's a long period. And this time like we're going with like a lot of friends, right? A lot of like classmates from our school. So I was thinking like, oh, where I get along with all those people out there for 14 days because that's a long period. So I was like preparing myself about like also the Taiwan weather too, because like that's what we need, right? Like the that is the most important one. So I was like preparing the clothes like which would be suitable for the Taiwan weather, the time that we are going to. And that's the thing I prepare. And also like I was also learning like some basic Mandarin words. Because I did like all of us prepare for that. Like at least like we were learning like ni hao, something like that. So like I was also learning about basic words. Although like I forgot most of them when I arrived, but still like we were preparing like most of some of the words to like use there. And also I think like some of us like also prepare like we were also like discussing and prepare like, oh, what to wear, and like are you bringing the traditional wears or not, because like we want to coordinate each other, right? Because at least we are a group like representing the Myanmar, something like that. So yeah, I think like we also prepare a lot on that. So I would say like the external things like is that visual will be those things like the clothes, the food, and also like the language, because like you are going to a different country. So yeah, I think like that's what I prepare the most before going to the exam. What about you, Ga?
Yeah. For me, I was actually doing like student service learning at the time. So I was actually like sort of have a part-time kind of like internship with the partner university, right? So for me, like when I learned that, I was choosing for the programs, I have to like let the organizations know that I won't be able to work in like August for like more than 2 weeks. That I have to, like take leave. And that was the first thing I have to like make sure that I'm clear of the schedule so that I can like fully like engage myself like during the program period, which I think I did as well. I had a really fun time. And then during the programs, I never expect myself to be that much productive. Like just going from like 7:30 a.m. in the morning to like 9 p.m. Like in a very packed schedule. I never expect that I'll be able to. So that was one thing. And I also like for me like I used to take a Chinese course back when I first used to go to the university, the previous university that I dropped out later. So and that like in that university, so I do know like some of their like Chinese words like 1 to 10 or like saying hi, goodbyes, like or like good mornings or how do you call egg or what's your name and well, like my name is Dao and I'm like 20 like 22 years old and I'm confirmed Myanmar. I do know those words. So for me like I just I don't actually put so much emphasis to like Chinese, but I was like sort of like I get it. I'm not gonna use that much. And the thing is that we're going to university, so those the friends that I get from the university might speak English as well. So I was like, it should be fine. And yeah, so that was one part with the language. And also the clothes that we're gonna bring, it was also a headache because I think you remember this like when we like go to the Taiwan and there was a like typhoon, right? Typhoon coming in, and so but it was also in summer, so the weather is hot as well. But at the same time, there were like typhoons, so the weather may just change like anytime, right? One of the like memorable moment for me is like going to buy raincoat. I like specifically I have to like go and search for raincoat that will cover my whole body. I've never bought anything like that before. So like I have to like go around the town and search for it. That was like one of the key memories for like preparing for the trip as well. And the thing is that the university student affairs, and they prepare us of course about like Taiwan before we actually go there. That was actually also very helpful. It teaches like general knowledge about Taiwan, so, how Taiwan is formed, like of their populations, like what kind of like their like geo like uh, like how do you say like do they have like mountains or do they have like beaches those things yeah, so they sort of cover everything and also about like their like politics and the dynamics of the cultures of the Taiwanese people. So I think like those courses actually help us a lot, like we go through it like at ease and just like take some of the quiz and then we learn about the Taiwan pretty much like a lot. So I think I was very much grateful for the course, and that's also one part I prepare. And also like I also like look for like who is their like current like president or that sort of thing. I also did that, so that if I were to be included in a like political like conversation, so that I won't be just clueless. And so that's also like some of the like fun thing that I prepare. Yeah,
Yeah, and also like
and
another thing like that we prepare is like looking at the schedule, right? Like we were looking at the schedules like ahead, like what we are going to be doing, and like do we need to prepare anything for that? I guess like because I think like most of us like also have like some of our personal things that we want to do, like going on shopping or like anything like that we want to buy or something like that. So we were also, I think like most of us also were planning on that. Although like I'm sure like most of that didn't happen. But like we were like searching places to like take photos and we were also like making plans to take like TikTok videos of which never happened by the way. But like we were also like talking about that in the group, right? And we were also I think like both personally and also like both by group, like we were preparing a lot of things. Yeah. And then like do you want to add anything like maybe I forgot some?
no, I think like you pretty much cover everything. The thing is that yeah, we also check the schedule because like we do want to like there are things that we want to do, activities we want to see that I specifically recall that we want to go to like Taipei 101 at night, like we want to see the tower, but we never really get to see it, right? Because of the packed schedules, like we plan to go on evenings, but that didn't actually happen. We weren't even like free at the evening sessions as well. So no, that didn't happen. And there was like an evening in Taipei that we were actually free, but it was quite late. It was around like 8:30 or something. So like to like points it. I do see it from a distance, no, I'm very close to it. So yeah, that was my thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, and also I think like we also made a list of food that we want to try. Like although we haven't like fulfill all of those food, but like we did ate some of the bucket list. So yeah, I think that was pretty fun. I try various food.
And like speaking of like being in like Taiwan and actually experiences it, how do you find the lectures throughout the programs? Like, is there anything that stand out to you, so your favorite sessions, or or sort of just like, how do you like prepare like to engage in the like speaker guest speaker sessions or the lectures?
Yeah, like there are like some things that we have already expected to learn, like kind of like disaster
Exactly. Yeah.
things, like environmental or something like that. But we never expected to like learn something about shark. That
Oh
was
my
the
God, I
most
was thinking the
memorable.
same.
Yeah, that was the
We
most
were we
memorable.
were
I was like,
expecting that.
we are going to learn shark. Like, what shark are we talking about? And like, those were the sharks that we talked, or we knew. And like, we learned that like sharks are not actually scary, but actually like they are the species that we need to protect in this world, like currently, because like they are going extinct, which is kind of like a seeming like a light problem, like it's not a huge, but actually in reality, it's a really a big problem, and like everyone should participate, like to protect them. Not only sharks, right, but also like some of the sea creatures that we think like, oh, they are easy to catch, but no, they are going extinct. So like we learn a lot about those things, and also like there are pretty interesting things like we learn about aerosols. Like
Yeah,
pretty sure that like none of us knew
mind
about what
blowing.
is aerosol, right? What is aerosol before? And like we learned that like aerosol are like kind of like a main cause of like what COVID happens, kind of like that, and they are the main way that how like COVID infected one another. So like I think like they were like pretty interesting to learn. And also like I think like in the early sessions, right, we learned about the who like the uh the democracy figure of Taiwan, like the one who set
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah. We did.
office like on fire.
Himself on
Like
fire. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's a pretty interesting to learn like another way of like revelations, like kind of like, oh, can a person really do that for his country? Like, and we
Yeah.
also like talk about and discuss about like, is that a right way to do, or no, it's the wrong way, or like kind of like that. It was
Yeah.
pretty interesting to like hear a lot opinions, and also like it's the thing is like we are not only learn this with the like professors and the speakers, but also the thing is that we also hear their opinion from our friends from Taiwan too. And like because there are two groups of friends there, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
how do
yeah.
you want to
Absolutely.
like continue talk about those two group of friends?
Yeah, I think it's actually make the experience more richer with them. We have like girl students from like National Science University, which is the university they stay at and study for like 10 days. And also students from like Caucasian American school. They were like teenagers, but they like their entire life, like they grew up studying in like American like private school. But their English was like they speak like native speaker, and they also have like things to say that they also have like different opinions than ours, and I think like those combines like different opinions actually make the classroom like more engaging and more diverse and more fun actually. So and I like speak with their to actually like get engaged with the context of their language. One of the sections like that actually like blew my mind is the aerosols, right? When aerosol was like first introduced, the professor is very smart. She's like one of those like people who like in the early stages of COVID who proved that COVID is like transmitted through like air, like breathing, and not just like through like touchings and like shared spaces. That's one thing like that actually very impressive on my professor before. But like she has to like argue against the blue issue that her research were actually how COVID works. It was so mind blowing, and learning about that also make us like, oh my God, like these things are actually something that people spend hours like to actually get a result so that the work could have a like better place, and that like those scholars actually put in effort to make like real life changes. And so it was just like mind blowing for me. One of my favorite section is like the section where Professor Wilbarki in. Like meeting him was actually like so sweet. Like it gives me like extra smile. Like on the trip, like it was so like it's so lovely. And the thing is that him mentioning about like taking notes, like to take notes, that whenever you feel like you should like write down or you should remember something, just immediately take notes or take pictures of it. You were saying that, so that actually helped me a lot with the rest of the lectures, because I'm the sort of person that would like just let lectures slide. I like, okay, I think like, I will remember it later. Like I got the context, I got the pictures, and then when I actually have to review it, I want to remember the first thing. Whenever you feel like something you should remember, just take notes. It will help you to like remember better, develop your ideas better. So I was doing the whole time, like the whole like lectures, like all these through all these lectures, I would take a note. So that actually helped me a lot, like during the programs, to engage with the like peers and also with the professors. So that was one of the like memorable like keynotes for me. Like that's something that I will apply in my life, like in later part. After the programs, I still do it. I still do so, and like whenever I have an idea, I will try to write it down more. So yeah, it was. I have fun in those sections with the Professor Woodburn. And yeah,
Yeah, I think like we have been talking like only about the lesson that we learn in classes. How about the field trips? Because like we went to a lot of places, right? We even went to like the really, really large corporates like in Taipei, like which was fascinating to see like how people like maybe like the that's like because like we're still university students, right? So
yeah,
we
yeah,
actually saw like how adults work in real world, and we also learn like how things are like working like different from like what we learn in school. So like that was also like a really good thing. I think like we learn a lot about the financial world. Like it was pretty interesting, like although like we thought like that lecture might be boring, but in reality like it was that, right? Like none of us like got sleep, and we were like so interested in the lesson, and we asked a lot of questions and kind of like that. And also we went to like law firm too, and we discussed a lot of
yeah, yeah,
things. Yeah, and how about like the field trips to like indigenous villages? Do you remember that? Like those were really like
yeah, yeah,
amazing, right? We learned how they try to build the village like from the scratch, and like they also like didn't let their traditions and culture disappear. And so like that was also like a pretty good thing to learn too. Yeah. So I think like we learned a lot. And also like I think we went to like social enterprises too. So also we learn about what is a social enterprise in reality, right? Because I feel like many of like our RME students are interested in the civic engagements, and also many of us are like doing the projects that. So I feel like although like we are envious of those people, right? Also we learn to see that if we were to do a program like that, so how can we do, or how can we improve? Because like we learned that they're not hard, right? You just need to get interested in something that you want to
yeah, yeah,
improve,
yeah.
and that's how all those business started. So that's why we learn too. So do you want to add anything too? I'm sure like you have some.
Yeah. So I actually enjoy also like I love how the university designed the summer program. I don't know, like I couldn't speak for, I mean, like I could speak for others as well. I know I saw that you guys enjoy like most of the sessions, like almost everything. But for me, like almost every session is very interesting to me. The thing is that like when we were speaking about like visiting like one of the biggest law firm, like finding the firm, right? I couldn't recall the names. What was it? Like MHPM? Is it the law firm? Is it the like, I think so, insurance fund, right? So MHPNs. So like when I actually got to the MHPNs, I like before we actually meet with their like sustainability, head. Like I saw their report for it. The report is so big, so thick. The report is like it was displayed in their like living room. So when I go and check the report, it's especially about like ESG, which is like environmental, social, and governance. So in Myanmar, I like back in my previous work, they don't usually call it like ESG. I think you might also familiar. It's we call it like CSR projects here, like brands do like CSRs, you know. So like at the like MHP, they explain about like how they try to actually put lots of efforts though in those like in their yeah, the ESG projects, and that was like so fascinating to me because like that is something that I'm interested. I want to do those similar projects in my like in my country, like when I have to go and actually work after school. So those were things that actually interest me a lot. And also with the like one of the session is like it had that like Carleton University, like National Science University. There were some sessions where we just go and see like the water like they try to kind of like use water and fresh water again, right? It is something that has been like on my mind for a lot because I used to go to an engineering university before, and back there, like we tried to do some prototypes that they like clean the water. For example, like if there is an apartment, there are like 6 floor, how like people will like filter and reuse the water in each floor. So we used to do like that kind of like brainstorming sections. So what I'm interested in is like do can people actually use the water like to drinks or like to take showers? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like can't they actually? But then they're like they were showing us that how clear the water is, but then at the same time they were mentioning that it is not like still good enough to reuse it again. So they will use it to just like for the gardening purposes, or they will just use it for the like just like put them into the ocean so that the ocean won't be dirty with the other like trash and other waste that come along with the water. So those were actually answering the question that I've been like wanting answers for so long, and I have to like not just like learn about it through a like Google websites or on the in an article on the internet. I actually got to see it, and I actually got to like, which also make me believe it like real. Like okay, this is real. This is a reality. So that also very much interesting for me as well. So those field trips, they were amazing. And you were mentioning about the village we visited, right? Aden village. Maybe my pronunciation is not correct, but I think it's the Aden village. And the thing is that they were like trying to preserve your cultures and not trying to like just let go and just be get along get along with the like norms they were pushing to them. So I think like it was actually a very good example to us, and that's something that I will always remember. Like to cherish my own culture, my identity, my languages, rather than just idealizing the other languages. I'm not saying that the other languages are bad, but the thing is that it is worth protecting our cultures and our languages. So those are the key things that that I will always remember. I will and then that whenever like when I went to like visit them, I actually had like lots of like questions and lots of like things that I want to know more. So I was having a like great time there. I'm really happy that the school, just not just about the university lectures and manage, but also about the field trip and the extracurricular activities that we just all the visiting sections to those corporates, banks, like or just a law firm or social enterprises. They were like it was amazing. It was super for me. Yeah, it was like one of the like I feel like it was a package, total package for me. Like everything was there. I just have to be there and and experience all these things. So it was a one hell of a good experience for me. Yeah.
Yeah, true, true. Like like you said, it was kind of like the whole package ready for us to just enjoy, right? And like I think like in that package too, like the one thing that we can't forget is the friends, right? Like not only the friends from our university, but also like the friends from like the NSYSU and also like the uh, American Cultural School, like
Yeah,
Cultural
yeah,
American School, yeah, KCAS, and
yeah,
like kind of like that. Like I feel like all of us are really like we were each helping each others, and like also like the locals are also showing us around, and also like we were also like having fun in our dorms too, and like I think like we get closer than we thought we were. Like I think like we most of us were still talking to this day, and we were like pretty open about like all our difficulties, like because like I said, like 14 days, although like the program is not bad, like but it was so tiring honestly. So like we
yeah,
were
yeah. It was
helping
not bad.
each other to get through, and like we were helping each other to like because like some of us get sick for sure, like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like it was a pretty day and it was pretty tiring, so like we were helping each other and we were taking care of each other, so like it was really good to see that, like because I feel like we became like a one, we became like a
yeah,
one
yeah.
person. Yeah, so that is what also I enjoy about this exchange too.
Yeah, we stick together. I think that's also one of the good things about like our experience. And the thing is that we share responsibilities as well. We share responsibilities, and if there was something like we did wrong, like we try to like come up with the best possible solutions, like not make it happen again. And also like we don't blame one another. We were just like say that it was my fault, and the other person will stand and say like, no, it was my fault. And then we sort of like try to like not blame anyone, so just let's see like why these things happens. And so it was a very good experience because of I think I share with those like 14, 13 other friends. It
Yeah,
felt like I don't know, like I'm glad that I'm with the person that we were going. Yeah,
yeah, true, true. And
so
also like our trip coordinator from the school, right? Like they were also like helping us like try
a
to make
lot.
like good habits, and like they also help us like try solutions ourselves, and like I also really like the fact that we have to do the morning assemblies, and like and then like we
Yeah,
were
they were very
like each of
helpful.
the yeah, each of the responsible person for that day like were explaining to us like, oh, what lesson we are going to be learning today, and you can know these things ahead so that it will help with your lessons, kind of like that. And we were also like questioning them back, and they were like explaining what they know about it. So like because like they were not the professor or like the professional in that field, but they were also like learning just like us, and they were also like explaining what they learned about it. So like we actually like I think that also like really help us prepare for our sessions after the day. So yeah, I think like many things I enjoy in the trip.
Yeah, I think that showed that our program coordinators are very experienced and also like very like well prepared.
Okay, so I think like we have already covered a lot of topics, but I think like we also have like a lot of things we want to share and give tips. So like why not go to the part two? What do you think?
Yeah. Please, this is the end of our episode one for the Taiwan Summer Program. So please look forward to the second episode. So we just say goodbye here. Thanks for listening to the end of our podcast. Thanks for spending time with us. Have a great day.
And see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.